Hi, and welcome back to Finders Beepers History Seekers in the middle of France. And you know what? It's been a hard week so far. I'm on day 3, and this is my first location. It's been really hard, but I've been excited for this one more than some of the ones, because I know for a fact this one's not got loads of stuff inside. In fact, it's probably not got anything. But the story of this one excites me because I heard a voice. Because it has got so much history, but not just history. It's like exciting, interesting history. Not somebody just grew up here. There's deaths. There's people sent to prison for life. There's people that were executed in all sorts of ways. And it is amazing. Now, the building that stands there now was built in 1820. But the building that was there previously, and this is built on top of the cellars for that building, was built in the 1400s. I think that may be the oldest building I've ever explored. Obviously, it's just the cellars that's that age, but wow. Anyway, let me show you. So I've had to come down a very long drive all the way down. In fact, I'm not even going to show you yet, but there's thick sort of dense trees. There's a huge stable block over there that I've not even seen yet, somewhere behind those trees. And then this is where we go in first. And I am excited to tell you some of the things that have happened to this. It even links back to Scotland, which obviously you know that I'm going to be overexcited about. In fact, I'll tell you about that story first. Now, the guy that owned this place last, no, sorry, that's wrong. There's a family that lived here in the 1980s and 70s, but this guy lived in the 1930s, and he was a Scottish guy that came over with his 2 sons. Now, this place is called The Touch. That's the name of it, The Touch. And I don't know where that name comes from, but it's quite an interesting name, because why would he call it that? Anyway, the Scottish guy came over. I'm not going to give his name away because it sort of gives away the location. Now you're going to say, you've just told me the name of the place. But there's actually a couple of places in France called The Touch, or La Touche, I think it is. So it'd take you quite a bit to find this place. But the story of the Scottish guy and his 2 sons is terrible. He bought the house in the 1920s and lived here until the late 1930s, just before the Second World War started. I don't know whether he'd been over here maybe for the First World War, stationed over in France, and thought, you know what, I like it over here, and moved over, which would make sense. Now looking at that round there, that looks like 20s, 30s. So I wonder if he was the person that commissioned that sort of entranceway to be added on. Because the actual building was finished in 1820. So maybe he added that little bit on. Looking at the brickwork and stuff around the edges, which I'll show you in a minute, it looks like that bit was added for one reason or another. Maybe they didn't want to come stand outside in the rain or something, I don't know. Now there is an entrance down to the cellar down there, because that's originally where I went into, but then I decided I wasn't going to go upstairs yet. I'd just come back outside and come through the front door as I noticed it's open. So we will go in through here. But yeah, if you look, the construction on this looks later to me. I'm not sure though. I think it says the name of the people that were in here last, just there on that little sign. So I'm not gonna, oh no, that's s'il vous plaît, isn't it? SVP, s'il vous plaît. So I don't know if that says ring, s'il vous plaît, or something, press. So I bet it's not someone's name, but that will have been put there by the people that lived here in the 1980s. Now, I've just noticed something inside the front door which backs up the story of the Scotsman and what happened. Now, he came and he went out with hunting parties. He invited all his friends down here. He was a very well-known character in the area. Everybody loved him. Probably not everybody, because he was quite a loud guy. He was here with his 2 grown-up sons, and they'd go out on shooting parties quite regularly, and that's where things went wrong. Right, moving inside. Look at the wonderful floors. Get my torch on the go. Yeah, look at the floor in here and the stairs. Oh, I love it. Now this, I've just noticed, ties in directly with what happened that day. And it was probably a gun that came out of this gun cabinet that caused the death. Oh, I've just noticed, look. They're thistles on every wall. I bet you any money he's put those on there to remind him of home. Oh, I'd not even noticed that. All I saw from here when I looked in was the little gun cabinet. A lot of people used to have them. Also, that makes me think of Scotland as well, look, with the little antler handles on the drawers, and you'd have all your, I can't think of the word, cartridges in there, your shotgun cartridges, or whatever it is you were using in there. You'd have your guns locked away in that bit with this fastening across and through that hole so nobody could remove them. It'd be pretty cool. But one fateful day, the Scottish owner went out shooting with his sons and a group of other, I don't know if they were locals or his family or friends, and they were all walking through these woods, and pheasants went up and bang, he shot, but his gun went off too early and it hit his son right in the back of the head, killing him instantly. Now, the guy that lived here, the Scottish guy, never ever recovered from it. He didn't kill himself, he didn't do anything terrible, but he slowly wasted away, and this house was left for years and years until the family in the 80s moved in. Now, coming in from that front door, it's weird. You've got a little door here with a toilet. In fact, it's just a bit odd in here. You've got a toilet there. You've got a bath. Oh my God, the floor. Jesus Christ, man. That went then. Little B-day. What is this all about? You've got a big 1970s bath. Would it be? Oh yeah, because they lived here from 1977 to the late 80s. So yeah, this will have been them that put it in, the last family to live here. Now, I have found the actual person online that lived here who was a child at the time. When I was doing a bit of research, there's a forum I found, and there was a photograph, like a postcard, because for some reason from the 1800s, there's hundreds of postcards of this place. I don't really know why, but somebody had commented saying, I lived here from 1977 through to 1980 something, and I absolutely miss the touch. I miss living there. It was a wonderful place to grow up. Now, luckily, that family didn't have anything bad happen, but that story about the guy shooting his son is not even the worst. In fact, it's probably the least upsetting about things that have happened either in this house or the house that used to be here previous to this one. So yeah, you've got a horrible concertina door. I wonder if, just a minute, oh no, that's an original wall, isn't it? That's definitely original wall, but what was that room used for before? Because why would you put a toilet as you walk in? Also, what's going off in this bit here? It's like, I'm guessing to dry clothes and stuff, but what is this construction? It is terrible. Like, I can literally, I know I'm fat, I can only just squeeze through there. What a weird, with like a false wall, a chimney there. Really strange. Anyway, is that what I think it is? Yeah, it's a musket ball. There's an old musket ball. Oh, it stinks in here. Oh, it absolutely reeks. Yeah, that is an old musket ball. It's got some weight to it, that. Also looks like it's been shot at. Oh no, because it would be out of shape if it had been shot at something. But yeah, it's made out of lead. That's cool. Oh, it stinks in here. But why would that be here all these years later? Unless they've like found it under the floorboards when they've been doing whatever they're doing. What is down there? Don't know. But it stinks in here, so I need to get out. Now, before we come out of this entranceway, I just want you to imagine walking into this every day. This being your house, with the wonderful tiles on the floor, going through the main door into what I'm guessing was like a dining room. You'd put your guns up there from your hunt. All the beautiful doorways and wood panelling. I've got a big hole in the floor down there, which is weird. But we'll come to these rooms in a bit. I just want to have a look at this big main room first. Look at the size of it in here. This is wonderful. Jesus Christ. That is me. Hello. I proper like inhaled then. That was horrible. I didn't like that. So yeah, actually, even though it's a massive room, I'm surprised the windows aren't bigger. Now I know this one's all bolted up, shut up or whatever, but I expected it to be big windows all the way around the front of here, when actually they're relatively small. Also, why is that door sealed up? I don't know. I like this fireplace though. Look at the big iron bits inside it. I think it's marble, yeah, marble all the way through. That's for the flue, I think. Yeah, look, through there. That's pretty cool. But can you imagine sitting here on a summer's day with those windows open, having like meats and cheeses on your plate and grapes and things like that, all locally sourced. It's just the wind. But that shit me up. There's doors banging all over. It's like being back in Italy again. Bloody hell. But it's a beautiful day outside, it's just a bit windy. But yeah, I can just imagine having a grand table in the middle of this room filled with fruits and cheeses and wine and everything that you associate with France. Oh, it'd be wonderful. There'd be a massive chandelier coming down from there. In fact, look at the corners of the rooms as well. It's quite hard to see because it's grey. It looks almost like fire damaged because it's grey, but I think it's just painted that way. And then you've got all your mirrored doors as well. They used to like doing that. I don't know whether it made it seem like a bigger room if you've got mirrors all the way around. Alright. But very strange. What is this? Now, things like this bring me to another story a little bit further back. I don't actually know what that is. It's like a vent, which is odd. Now, this brings me to another story of the person, one of the people that lived here in the 1800s. Now, I don't know exactly when it was. I just found the story online about it, linked to this place. And basically, we went to somewhere, well, it was the video for last week for you, where there was a fortune hidden within the house and nobody had found it. Well, this place, somebody had found a fortune. They didn't know there was some money hiding away, but when they came to renovate the place, there was money in the walls, there was money under the floorboards, and there was an absolute fortune in this place. So there could still be some knocking about, but I would have thought once you start finding money under floorboards, you're going to check. So that's why this vent down here made me think, oh, I wonder what that's for, but I think it goes down to the cellars. But yeah, this guy in the 1800s worked as some sort of, well, he was the lord, but he took taxes, possibly for the king. I don't know. It was quite hard because I translated it. It was in French and I translated it and a lot of it sort of didn't make sense. But I think he collected local taxes to pass on to like the local king, well, the French king or something like that. And he was skimming off the top. And when they came to like clear out the house once he died, they found piles and piles and piles of money just shoved away in little bits of the house, which I think's so interesting, just to think it'd been dodgy. But the thing is, you steal all that money and you hide it and you don't even use it. What were the point in the first place? Now, as you can see, this place is worse. Oh my God, that's so spongy. Worse for wear. But actually, if you look underneath, well, I can't move it, but underneath there's beautiful old flooring, wooden flooring under here. In fact, you can see the shape of it on top of this that they've placed on top. It would have been like a triangle effect all the way along, which is a shame, but obviously it's getting rotten and woodworm and one thing or another. And it looks like there's been water or something coming in this ceiling, which is a shame. I don't understand why this place is left now, because it's beautiful. Oh, also, people will notice I haven't got the trainers on. I've got some of the old ones on. These cost an absolute fortune because they're those ID ones that you can design yourself. So I had pink bottoms put on. There's my name on them somewhere. But yeah, they're a bit gone now, so I'll use these. Oh God, can I even get through this door? Oh, look at that ceiling again. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, look at that ceiling rose and the light. That's like a Victorian light, isn't it? By the looks of things. Now, obviously it wouldn't be Victorian in France, but you know what I mean. And then a big old chunky piece of brown furniture with the big, oh, look at the drawer with the lion's head on it as well. Oh, look at that. I love keys. It's one thing that I really do love. Little old keys. Let me just get them out. In fact, there's a few bits in here. I almost touched that button. There's that. There's that. And there's that. Let's look at these together. So you've got what looks like a drawer key, that one. I don't know what that one would be because it's tiny. So small. And then is that something to do with an old pen? Or not? I don't know what that is. I've seen things like that before. But I don't know if it's a... Wait a minute, zoom in on it. There is writing on it, but I can't read it. It'll be in French anyway. And then what looks like a couple of little old beads as well, hidden away in the drawer. And I know they're not massively exciting, but I do love that key. I think it's brill. It's so, look how small that is. It's tiny. Like that one's small enough. I'm just trying my hardest to read this. I'm usually quite good at stuff like that, but because it's brown, I'm struggling. I think it's upside down. Yeah. I don't know. And the little beads. But yeah, you just don't know how old some of those things are, especially beads and stuff. You can get little beads down on the foreshore in London, on the River Thames, that are like Tudor beads and they've been around forever. And you can't tell the age of a lot of them, but I just think they're really good. Oh, I'd not noticed that. Look at this just chilling away in the corner of the room. Oh, it's a good style, that. It sort of doesn't... You've got your big dining room in there and you wouldn't expect to have this in here because it's almost like a cooking fire oven thing, look. Like to put bread in there. And then whatever there as well. I think that's really strange. Look at the mould in this corner there. It's starting to destroy everything. The woodwork's going to be gone. Oh, there's like proper fungus growing up there now. All the designs up at the top getting covered in it. What a shame. What a shame. But yeah, look out this window. In fact, we'll find a way to go outside and we'll look outside properly in a bit. Now, I see loads of places like this on the internet for sale all the time. And I think this was up last for about £400,000, which in the grand scheme of things is not very much. But I actually don't think this place needs that much doing. I don't know about electrics and stuff or water, but it seems quite sound. There's obviously mould and damp in the place, but I don't think it's as bad as some of the places we've been to. So I think with £1 million, now I know not everybody's got £1 million, but say if you got, I don't know, in fact I don't think even that much, you bought it for 400,000 and spent the same again, doing it up, maybe a bit less, 300,000, so £700,000. You could make this place wonderful. I really think you could. Do it room at a time, live in one part of the house, or in a little caravan outside and do it up. I'd love to do it. I haven't got the skills, but I would love to do it. Look, we've got another vent there. And I don't know why. I know a lot of the time they'd have vents to get rid of smells in rooms from like oil lamps and things like that. Well, maybe not oil lamps, but they'd have little things in the corners. But I don't think I've ever seen them in the floor before, and I don't really know what the reason would be for that. Can you get up, please? Because that made me jump. But if you know what that's for, why that's there, please tell me, because I am really interested. Yeah, this door, the pressure just keeps making it bang on there. What's this? Where are we here? What is this little... Oh, we're back in this bit again with this. Look, there's another vent there. And then, what is that for? Why is there a big grill on the floor? I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in these houses. Oh, shadows through there, like somebody were walking about. In that end room. I think it's just the trees in the wind. That freaked me out a bit. But yeah, once again, a weird little room with a little window bit through. Odd. Now, I told you there wasn't many personal effects and stuff like that in here. I think there might be a couple of bits upstairs from what I've read, but still not very much. But on to the next story. Right, moving in to the kitchen, and I'll tell you the story in a minute. Now, this is obviously a 1980s, 70s monstrosity that's been added later on. Oh, it is horrid. Look at that sink. That is nasty. It's not good at all. Another weird room that doesn't seem to... Look, window up there. What is with all these, like, weird grills and weird windows everywhere? Really don't get it. And like, this room just doesn't seem to match the rest of the house. I think it's metal and concrete, so it's been added. All this bit's added later on. But yeah, the next story. And just to tell you, including the guy that shot his son, well, the son, there's 4 people died. I could say in this house, but I don't think it will have all been in this house. But over the years, for different things, crimes, 3 people have died because of crimes due to punishment, capital punishment, and then obviously the shooting of the son. So we'll move on to another death. Before we do though, look, you can tell, I feel like those steps used to go straight, because look how short that one is there. The steps used to come out here. Now we're going down to the cellar because this is the older part of the house. This is where we'll be back in, well, from the 1400s onwards. I don't know how much work they've done in this bit. I stepped inside, but walked straight back out again. So, two of the deaths of people in here was actually two brothers. You got the Lord, the local, don't know what he was, it would be a lord around here, but the Lord and his brother were both killed, both at different times, both for different crimes, but both equally despicable, dark, and sexual in a different way, in the most awful way you can think of. And it's terrible, but the way that they were put to death is just like stepping back into the Middle Ages. So the Lord, we'll talk about the Lord first. He had his head cut off with a sword. Like, when does anybody get decapitated with a sword? But apparently that was the tradition in France in the, I think it was the 1700s. I can't remember, I'm getting my dates mixed up, but I think it was the early 1700s these two lived here. And it was the tradition of the day that if a lord or a local sort of high up person was killed, he'd have his head chopped off with a sword. Now, this is why I wanted to show you while we were down in the cellars, because like I said, parts of these cellars were originally built back in the time that he would have been here, because it's the original cellars from right back in the day. What is this? What is happening here? Oh, it's been blocked up. I wonder if that is like a dumb waiter kind of thing, and that's to pull things up and down in here, and then it's been sealed up back in the 70s, 80s. Kind of makes sense, but it's cool that all the workings are still here. Now, like a lot of nobility and people in power, people got taken advantage of. So one of the young girls from the village was abused. I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't know too much details, but I do know that the, let me think how to word this. He got done for sodomy. That was what he was executed for, sodomy. So you can fill in the rest yourself, obviously, if you know what that is. If you don't, look it up. But that's why he was put to death. But before that, his brother was killed for something equally as bad, but put to death in such a way that, sends shivers down my spine. Right, if you look at the difference. You can see the age of these steps down here compared to a lot of stuff upstairs. Also, look at this. Where does that go? Oh, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to take the shoes off and have a look. I think I'm going to have to. An archway. Like, a lot of it will have been changed after. Like, I reckon that's probably slightly newer. But they will have added... Oh, God, I'm sorry about the getting the dogs out. I need to look around this corner. Oh, it's cold. It's probably full of rat piss. So I better not get anyone to lick my toes. Oh, Jesus! It goes to nothing. Well, that were a waste of time. But look, you can see the more modern construction that's been added on at a later date. Obviously, a lot later, that'll be the 70s. Then this is probably the 1800s, this bit's on here. And then maybe originally it started here. I reckon this bit's an extension. And this is the original wall. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Something just made me jump and put my toe there. And there's a big dead fat beetle. And it went between my toes. It made me feel a little bit ill. Not gonna lie, I'm not scared of bugs, but you don't really want it stuck between your big toe and your little toe, do you? Now, the brother. I can't find enough details about this. I would love to find more. I'm sure if I got in touch with anyone local, there'd be some archives about it somewhere. But anyway, the brother of the Lord was caught in the midst of bestiality. I don't know what animal, can't find out. Don't know what he was doing, no idea. But he was taken to the local town, the closest town to here, and burned alive. Now, just think, now, he probably deserves it. Well, he definitely deserves it if he's actually been doing that. But imagine being taken and strapped to a pole, stuff being built up round you. Look, there's an old door there that's been blocked up as well. Yeah, strapped to a piece of wood, all the wood put round you, and then set on fire, and you wouldn't die instantly. Far from it. You would die a slow, agonising death as your legs started to cook, and then it moved up your body and all your skin started to bubble. You can see, look, all the bits are starting to fall down through here. So I wonder if the floor of the original one was lower than this, and they've just sort of filled it in with rubble by the looks of things to bring the level up slightly. There's a big old door or window there as well before this tank was... How did they even get this tank in here? That's what I want to know. Because that's not a proper... Don't go down to the floor. How do you get that in here? Surely it won't fit through any door. So how do you do it? But I did read, going back to the burning, because obviously that's a normal conversation to be going back to. Going back to the burning, a lot of sort of more well-off people that happened to were spared by being secretly strangled before set on fire. Now, I don't know whether that happened to him or if he felt the full force of the law and you just can't, it just makes me feel awful. Like the thought of knowing that you're dying and feeling the pain. You know what it's like just to get, like, when you've got a lighter and you hold it too close to your hand, you burn your hand. Imagine the feeling. Surely you'd pass out after a bit, but of your skin bubbling, your hair on fire, your clothes on fire, and ultimately just taking over your whole body. It's awful, really is. But if you're putting a helpless animal through pain like that, then you kind of deserve stuff like that, don't you? Right, this is a cool shaped room. I'm guessing we're under the main, like, you know, the main floor that we're in first, with the mirrors in it. I'm guessing this is there because of the shape of that wall. I do feel like not all these walls make sense though. Like, the edge of there, I feel like it's all been changed. Things have been changed over years. I can't quite get my head around it. Anyway, keep going further into here. I like exploring at night, you know. I prefer it, but sometimes when you get, and it looks like views you get like that where the sun shines shining through in like a murky place like this, I think it looks quite cool. Now I'll leave the final death until we get up. He's going on down here. Until we get upstairs, because that is where the person was caught doing what he was doing. It's always men, innit? Us men, we're bastards. Always causing trouble. Bumming cows, bumming girls, and the thing that happened upstairs were terrible. Now the other thing I was thinking is, there's a woman out there. Oh my God, there's a woman there. There's a woman literally walked round outside. She's clearly not alone. She's talking to somebody. She could be on the phone though. But I'm hiding behind a door at the moment. In fact, I know where I can go. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, it's going off my shorts. Fucking hell. If she comes in, she's not going to find me now. I think she's on the phone to somebody. Oh no. Just realised I've got things like my phone and my car keys in my pocket. Just a minute. Right, the car engine just started up, which means she's leaving, but it also means she's come through that main gate and driven down. Guessing she's looked all around the house. Can't find me. No, they're still here. That's somebody else that's here. She's talking to someone else. Yeah, there's a man here. I'm gonna have to be quiet. I can't put my torch on because they'll see me. But I don't know if they're waiting for the police and that's who's walking around with her. But she's rattling on to someone. Looks like I'm going to be standing in this water for a while. Oh my God. I wish I knew what they were saying.
Mais non, on n'a pas eu de. Ouais, c'est venu juste pour piquer des trucs, quoi. Donc là, dans les chaussées qui étaient avant, ici, c'était des abattoirs, tout ça. Qui avait l'électricité. Non, non, non. Enfin, en fait, c'est surtout que ça a été coupé il y a un moment, mais nous, on ne savait même pas. Il n'y a même plus de ligne pour raccorder même. Les gars viennent récupérer. Après, c'est que c'était pas habité, pas chauffé, des infiltrations d'eau, des choses comme ça, quoi.
back upstairs. But they just said something about English, Angleterre. So obviously they've looked at my car, and that's why they've come down here. Oh my God. I'm like squeezed in this corner, scared to move because of the water. Because if they see the water moving, they'll know I'm here. I'm scared and I don't really know why. But I'm going to be here a while, I know that. Right, I'm currently stood on a block on some breeze block things because it's a bit too deep. It will wet in my shorts. My shoes and phone and stuff are in there. But I was lucky. It was a good idea coming down here. Don't get me wrong, this is scary and I'm physically shaking. Don't really know why, but also it's brilliant. It's like hide and seek. Oh, they're coming back. Right, they're right up on the top floor, I think. Because I can hear voices. But very faint. My feet are freezing. Yeah, I can hear like footsteps on the stairs. It rattles all the way through the house. I can't go anywhere until I hear the cars go, and even then, I'm gonna give it 15 minutes. They're coming back down now. All the way from the top right down to the bottom. Oh my God. I hope they don't check down here again. I could have just gone for a walk, unless she's seen me. She may have seen me. They're out of the building, but the cars haven't gone. Okay. Yeah, the cars haven't gone yet. So I wonder if they've walked round to the stable block to go and check to see if I'm in there. I don't know. But I'm not leaving here for a while. I've already been in here over an hour. Right, they're back. So they definitely have been round to that other building. Obviously I don't know what they're saying. But I reckon they're about to go. It sounds like they're shutting windows and doors. I hope I don't get locked in here. That would be a nightmare. The car is just driving us, but someone does care. It's been about 20 minutes since the policeman went, but part of me thinks she's still here. I can't hear anyone, but I've not heard another car go, and although I never heard her turn up in a car, she was just there. So her car might be up at the gate. But part of me just thinks I need to wait a little bit longer. My feet are freezing, absolutely freezing. Those bottles keep clunking on the wall. God knows what else is in here with me. But it's nothing nice, I know that. Anyway, I'm gonna come out of this wet bit, I think. Right. I'm gonna check is searching clearly still somewhere, but they're not in the house. But they weren't police cars. I think they were just like Renaults or something. And when I look back now, they're back. I bet they've been hunting those other buildings. What I need to hear now is the car doors. And 2 cars drive off. You should never rush straight out. Yeah, you should never rush straight out, because if it was me, I'd get someone to drive off and then I'd stand and wait. Anyway, I've got to wait again now. Sounds like they're arguing. She'll be saying, I know I heard voices, I know I did. And he'll be saying, come on, let's go up. Oh. I think they've just got in the cars. They go in. I can hear the car entrance, or at least one. I'm telling you now, I don't know what they were saying, but my money is on. I heard a man's voice in that house that was English. And he's saying, it's all your imagination. Right, here we go again. Let's go and see if those cars have gone. Yes, they have. Right, we need to do the rest of the house quickly, because I've got a feeling she's coming back. I think she heard me in the cellar when she was walking round. Definitely have gone. Right, upstairs. Yeah, I think it will have annoyed her, because she knows she's heard me. But yeah, they were parked there. Oh wait, this door's been shut and tied up, look. Let's go upstairs quick. Right, look, got more of the thistle pattern all the way up these stairs. Look, this is another one of those. Well, it's that same one, look, that we were looking at from the other side. I can hear. I think it might be a plane I can hear. These stairs are grand though. I think it's a plane. Just hope it's not a tractor or something. Can you imagine? Just look how far it goes up. Can you imagine living here? Can you tell I'm a bit shaken up? I definitely am a bit shaken up. But I could hear them coming all the way up these stairs in the cellar. I could hear every little noise, every step that they went up, because I was basically directly below them. Oh look, little, I like these. I saw another one of these downstairs. Little, I don't know, it's not a urinal, it must just be like a wash basin. Or like a sluicey type thing. But, yeah, look how old, even something as stupid as that, look how old that looks. And the maybe 1920s or 30s windows, I reckon the Scotsman put these in. Definitely do. Can you tell I'm shaking up now? Like, if I spent all that time, I've been ages in there, like well over an hour, maybe 2 hours, stood in freezing cold water, just waiting and waiting for him to go. If I do all that and then come back, I'm going to be gutted. Obviously, I can't be too loud, because even though I don't think anyone's been left behind, you just don't know. But the thing is, they came in 2 cars, which makes me think there was one person in each car, like a husband and wife or something like that. So I'm not that concerned. What is this in here? It's very green. Another one of those in the floor. But what is this? What an odd, awful room. 1970s tiles. This ties in with the last family that lived here. Look at that. What is it all? Is it like a laundry room, maybe? Possibly. I don't know. But it's horrible. They've ruined this room. Oh, look at that bath. That is the chunkiest bath I've ever seen. It's so thick. Let me zoom out. Like this bit of it is mega thick. It's ceramic. It's not plastic. Oh, look at the big old taps on there as well. Wait a minute. Huge. And even this, the sink. Like you could put everything on the edge of that. And actually the sink itself's quite small. But, yeah, they've ripped the life out of this room though. Although I suppose it's just a different period in history, isn't it? The 1970s. I'm forever looking out the window now, just in case they come back, so I can leg it down to the cellar, back to my pool of safety. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking when you get things like that happen, because you just don't know what's going to come next. But there was definitely a copper here. He went first. I didn't hear the other 2 cars come at all though. It's weird. God, this must be like the 1970s floor in here. Look at this. You can't even see on here how bright that is. It's like, if you look up there, and it's like Victorian. Then you look in here, and it's like, God knows. It's definitely not, I think in the UK that would have been looked like 60s, but I think in France, they carried on using stuff like that right on into the 70s and 80s. And then what we've got in here, a nice matching leather settee or chair, should I say. And a little fireplace. And like I said, when they were up here, I heard every noise. And there's a bit of a road that goes down there. So I don't know if that leads to something else that I'm not aware of. But, oh, we've got a bed in here, look. I didn't actually think there were any beds or anything like that in this place. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not much of a bed. Like, it's quite pretty plain. Oh, there's a good balcony there. What's this, look? She's cool. There's one of them on each side. But yeah, this is more of a older style room. Brown furniture, black. It's weird though, isn't it? Like, it's like they decorated 2 rooms in the 1970s and then the rest was left as it was. Anyway, let's go out here quick. I'll show you. 1 second. Look at this for a view. Stepping out of your bedroom to this. Oh, look at her. Wait a minute. Look at there up there. Now I was going to get the drone out here, but I left it in the car by accident. But I was going to go back for it, but I'm not now. I can't, which is a shame. I would have liked to look at some of the architecture a bit closer up and get some really arty shots. I'm going to fly through this door. Well, I weren't, because I'd not seen this door, but I saw that window opposite, and I was going to fly through there. But unfortunately, I won't be able to now. Right, where else have we missed? Normally, I do a lot of cutaway shots, like showing me, showing the room. But at the moment, I'm trying to do as much of the building as I possibly can before I leg it and get out of here. Look at this. Wonder what was there. It's weird. So yeah, it's not quite my normal style, but there is a reason. What's this? No animals. A pair of scissors. Something from a church. Notre Dame. Oh, an old... Wait a minute. What can I use this? Right, if anyone can... Oh, it's hard to focus on it. If anyone can make that look like a proper photo, please do. It's the best I can get it, I'm afraid. It's definitely a person, but that's all I can see. So I'm presuming this young couple, because she wasn't very old, she may be 30s, have bought this place. Now, I wasn't aware of that, because if I was, I wouldn't have come. But I'm here now, so I may as well show you. I've not been through all that pain for nothing. Another weird room with a bath in the end. Obviously, it probably was like an ensuite type room, but what is up with it in here? Grey, horrible walls. It's like something out of prison. It's awful. Just imagine what you could do with this place, though. It would be fantastic if you'd got the money. Right, I don't think I've missed any rooms, but I'm just going quick, so if I have, I'm sorry. Bleeding heck, it's high, that ceiling. Up these stairs now. This should bring us, I think, to the attic. And this is where... Oh no, maybe... Oh no, there's... With that bang. Must just have been these floorboards. Yeah, did it again then. No, there's another floor up yet, so I'll wait till we get up there. This is a wonderful big space at the top of these stairs though. Huge landing. Oh, look in here. Now I was told there was a couple of bits to look at, but not very much. Also, gaps, spaces in the wall. Is that where they found his money that he hid? But yeah, look. It's only a couple of bits, but that's good. I like that. That's really old as well. Look at the houses on the bridge. They used to do that. Like the London Bridge used to have houses all along it before the Great Fire of London. But that's cool. I'm shivering, like my voice has gone funny. And then look, we've got an old postcard to somebody in Paris. Couleurs et lumières de France. Colours, is it like lit up? Colours of light? France? Oh yeah, look. That's cool. What else we got? Little paint. These floorboards keep scaring me. A little painting on a bridge. Little baskety thing. That looks like one of those things that you put on you and heat it up and it sucks. Like, you put it on your back and it's like a suction thing. It's probably not. It's probably something else, but there's two of them. That's what they look like. And then that tiny little glass. What would you even put in there? It's got to be like a child's glass or something. Souvenir of... Is it Oh no, I thought it was Montpellier, but I'm not sure what that says. Right, rushing round again. I quite like this wallpaper. Hey up. There's a wardrobe in there, there's nothing in it. It's quite strange that they've put that in front of it though. Is there anything in these drawers? Cupboards? No. No, nothing in them. Got a little cushion. A little book. History of the little man. History un petit homme. Bloody hell. Massive bang downstairs. But it's the wind, so we're alright. Right, on again. I'm sorry that I'm rushing round. Look, more floorboards lifted up. Holes in walls down there. There's nothing much in this room, to be fair, apart from more terrible wallpaper. And a little door. Oh, a little shower room. Sinks and a shower room. You could make it wonderful in here, you really could. Like, it's a shame the windows aren't bigger to make it a bit brighter in here. But you wouldn't want to change that because it'd ruin the house. I thought I heard noises. The thing is, you can't be quiet in here either. No, the cars aren't back. I think I'm just imagining things. Let's go up to the next floor. Actually can't remember if I went in that room, but let's go up here first. Now, there was a little boy who worked here for the Lord, who was caught up here with a loaf of bread and something else, some other food, maybe cheese, I can't remember. And he was hung for stealing. A little tiny boy that worked and obviously wasn't given enough. That's weird, sorry, that's weird. Pretty brand new windows put in. Yeah, worked for the Lord, was caught. He'd stolen a loaf of bread. He was taken to the local magistrate and hung. You can't even imagine it. It is so hot in here. It's like a hot box, it's boiling. I don't mean like a drugs hot box. It is boiling up here. Little box room. These will have been servants' quarters and attic space. I don't think there's going to be very much up here anyway. Oh, there is. You can go out of there, but I'm not. It only takes you onto the roof anyway. Just checking here. No, nothing amazing to see. Shh. I think I can hear a car. I don't know if I'm imagining stuff all the time now though, but I'm being so loud going around these rooms. I think it's a plane. We need to get out of here soon. Keep checking out the window every time I come near one to make sure they're not back. Thing is, I don't know what to do now. Do I go to the stables and stuff or not? I think probably yeah, because I don't know, I can't see the car coming. If they do come, that's the only problem. But surely they're not going to come back straight away. This was the other bedroom we missed. Once again, just a little table in it. Quite like that table actually. It's like little thin drawers. But nothing really amazing. But this house itself is just wonderful. And like I said, the story of the boy being shot in the head, or the son being shot in the head, a hanging boy for stealing some bread, buggery boy, and also kiddie fiddler man. I just think it's really bad that it was really bad anyway, but two brothers doing awful things. No wonder they ended their lives in the way that they did. The thing is, Like I always find these things out about these halls and stuff because I look on local like forums and things like that, get them translated. But just think what's gone off in all the big halls and stately homes that we don't know about or like we've not researched. Like for example, Chatsworth House, massive place. You're not telling me nothing happened in there. Something horrendous will have happened over the years, but maybe we'll never research it or look into it because it's not something that I'm going to go exploring. But I do love the stories of these places, although they are terrible. Now I'm not going to go out of that way because they've obviously put that rope on there to come back and check later to see if anybody's gone through there. So we'll go back, which way was it? This way? Yeah, back down the cellar and back up again. Just because I don't want to give her the satisfaction of finding out there was actually somebody in here and she was right all along. Right, this is a dangerous bit because what's to say they've not just driven the car away from the front and they're somewhere else. But we've got to do it. Can't stay in there forever. I thought I heard a woman's voice then. Yeah, can't live in there, can I? I'd like to. Anyway, let's go around the front of the house and I'll show you. Now I was saying, what is that road that runs down there? Does it lead to something? This will have been the original front entrance. Probably would have been a big fountain here or something, and it would have led up there. One came round this way, one went round that way, and it led up to the front of this place. And how amazing and imposing does that look, with the big stairs at the front. This would definitely be the front of the house, not the back. And if you look up at the top, like I said, got all the detailing on all the windows, and it's quite amazing really. But anyway, we'll make our way over there to the outbuildings. Yeah, this is the other side. I think I showed you this at the beginning, but this is where they parked the car. I think the policemen were just a bit further behind. And then they will have walked off down here to the outbuildings, which I want to be quite quick getting in. Right, the first building we've come to is a well. It's got a well in it, look. Oh. Got a ladder going down it as well. Oh wow, that is a deep one. Let me find the stone. There's got to be something somewhere to throw down it. Don't want to throw anything I shouldn't down. Just give me a sec. Right, I found a stone. I'd love to climb down that ladder, and I would also love to get a torch down there. Right, listen. That went for a while. It hit stuff on the way down. That first bang wasn't it. Wow. Oh, you can just see the water, look, just at the bottom, reflecting. That is a deep well. You would definitely not want to fall down there. And that's the pump from probably the early 1900s to bring it up, bring the water up to the house. Does it still work though? Surely not. No. Right, on we go. Right, there appears to be a long building there. I don't know if that's a caravan or an old van. We'll go and have a look at that in a bit. Then we've got older looking. I think that looks quite new, that building. And it's just big empty rooms. Yeah, big empty space. But this up here looks mega cool and really old. Got the steps up there. This looks right good. It doesn't look as good on camera, if I'm being honest. We'll come on, there is stuff in there. We're going to have a look in there in a bit. It's probably going to be a lot of empty rooms in here as well, but it looks cool. Looks like there's some good history to this bit. This looks like maybe 1820s when that house was rebuilt. I'd say this is the stable block. Oh, I don't know though, 'cause oh no, this door is big enough to get through. No, I'm just thinking each horse would have been tied to one of these. I don't know what would have been hanging down there, but there would have been stalls all the way up here. What else we got in here? Oh God, just a few boxes, broken boxes and bits. Nothing exciting. Don't know what that bit would have been for. I'm still really nervous because I feel really exposed in here. Oh, although I can just run into the woods, can't I? That don't really take you anywhere. Let's go back the other way. Right, it's gone under there now. But a snake just hissed and made its way underneath all that grass. So I've got to be a bit careful. I don't want any punctures in my ankles. Right, let's have a look in here. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a theme. I think that everything's just going to be, wow, a bit wrecked, a bit destroyed. But yeah, they're big feeding things. They would have had to be big horses to reach up to those. So I reckon it's something like a Shire horse that lived in this bit, because that is, let's have a look. Oh, falling. Oh look, we've got stuff. Oh, these will have been the ploughing horses, I'm guessing. But just the bottom of that is 6 foot, more than 6 foot. And the top of it is more like 8 foot. So you've got to think, just to reach up with your head, you've got to be pretty damn big. So yeah, these will have been the, look, that's all the kit to put on them to plough. So you're talking massive, massive horses. Right, on we go. I do love horsey stuff. I know not everybody enjoys looking at it, but imagine them in, not these horses, but the ones across the way, their favourite horse, taking them out on the horse and trap, round to the village, or maybe on a proper carriage with a little guy sat, like, driving it or whatever. It'd be so good. I'd love to have seen it with them all dressed up in like the French 1800s dress. It'd be so cool. Now I'm guessing these two at the end here would have had the carriages in originally, and then maybe cars later on. They will have kept them all in here. I was hoping there was still going to be one sat in here, but they're in, unfortunately, just boxes. There's a tyre. So yeah, I reckon they probably used them as garages at some point as well. But it would have been cool to think there were the carriages and the traps sat in there. So bright out there, you know. Right, where next? Oh, I've got to be careful because I've seen the state of the floors up there, but this, it's got a pointy top on it. It's like a little tower. I saw it a minute ago. But it feels very windy up here, which makes me think when we get up here, there's just going to be devastation. Although there is a window open. Oh Lord. So you would have got like the horse keeper. I got this name last time and I can't remember what it is. He would have lived up here, or at least sat up here at some point and lived somewhere else. I'm not going in this room because we've already seen the state of the floor at the other side. I'll go to here. Oh, wouldn't take us to anything anyway. What's round this corner? I said I weren't going in, and then what did I do straight away? Walked straight in. No, there's nothing in there. Right, look at the wood, look at the beams around there, and the old odd shaped doors. I think it's cool. Now, obviously this bit's been added later. This wouldn't have been there at all. Asbestos. But obviously that's to cover things up. They've added it. Right, let's be quick, let's be quick. Have I just looked in this one? I've just looked in this one. I'm sure this room's exactly the same as the one I've just looked at. But it was the same room. Oh God, this is bigger than I thought. Oh look, this is what I mean. You can imagine him. Sorry, I'm a bit shaky today. You can imagine him living in here. Look at the old mattresses and chairs. Oh, an old clock there, which is the front. That. Is that where the front would have been? Yeah, the old clock there. Just wonder who the last people to actually use it as it was designed to be used were and what they did. Oh Lord. The floor in here is a bit of a mess. What we got in the drawers. What are these? Are they for horses, I'm guessing? Sorry, I'm a bit blurred. Wait a minute, let me sort this out. I think I've got a bit of dust on the camera. But yeah, look, I think they're like some sort of straps for horses or something similar. There's quite a few of them. But I've got to be careful because look. Big hole down there. Got a little mirror, look. Wash jug. Another jug there. So he'll have had a shave, stood in front of the fire with his bowl and his water. That's so cool. I do love it. Des pits, oui, mais delicious, les pits alimentaires. No idea what any of that means. On we go again. Seems like we can get around the top of all of this bit because it goes this way though. Floors do feel weird though. Yeah, look. So we're directly in the middle now, going from one side to the other. And these would have all been little individual bedrooms for different workers. The stable boy, oh my Lord, the guy that's in charge of that, I can't remember his name. Ooh. Another little room there full of stuff. Now this is a bit worrying, isn't it? Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Right, I'm gonna stick my... I thought that were a massive clock then. Anyway, I'll stick my head in. And then we'll come back out of here. Because I feel like it's a bit dangerous. Oh look, the little high chair there. Little baby's high chair. That looks like maybe 70s. Not sure. Yeah, I thought this was a clock at first, but it's not. There's nothing much more to see down there, and I don't really want to risk my life by walking down there either. But I just like painting a picture in my head of what these places would have been like day to day. They've got the lord, the lady in the house looking out over their land. You got the little boys working hard but not given enough food, so they're having to steal bread and then getting hung for it, which is just awful. You're getting people taking advantage of the like local girls and local animals and anything they can get hold of by the sound of things. You've got houses being demolished in the 1800s because they're falling down and replaced with that big grand thing. But I wonder what it looked like before, because I can't find a single photo from before. Well, there's probably not going to be any photos in the 1820s now, because I don't think the cameras started for another 30 years or something, 40 years. So, but I can't see any like hand-drawn ones. The horse and carts coming in and out, them taking the horses off to plough the fields nearby, all the day-to-day stuff. And yes, there wasn't there was hardly anything inside it, but put your imagination to it, and it's magical. It really is. It's wonderful thinking how it used to be, and that's what I love. And some people will say, yeah, but you go to Europe and a lot of them are just big empty buildings. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But if you don't use your imagination or look at the little features around you, all you see is just bricks or stone. But it's so much more than that. It really is. But sometimes we're lucky, and there's loads of stuff in there. Like, look at the couple of things we found in here, like the musket ball. Who shot that? Oh, nobody shot it. It was brand new, never used. But who, like, had that musket ball? For what purpose? Hunting? Or some sort of... When was... Because the original house will have been around when the storming of the Bastille and all that happened. Was that 1800s or 1700s? Can't remember. But either way, it's all amazing to think what's gone off over the years in this place. And yes, I've told you some pretty amazing stories of things I've been able to find out online. But think about all the stories that are untold. All the things that have been covered up. The money in the walls, for example. I know there is record of people finding it, but just think of the reasons and think of what he was doing with that money. And it's just brilliant. I love it. I swear I come to these places with 1,000 questions and I go away with 1,000,000 because it's like you answer one and get 5 more questions as a result. Anyway, let's head down. Right, I think this is one of the final downstairs rooms. There's wheels all over. Little mini workshop where somebody's been probably working on the cars in the garage bit next door. There's a thing that goes down. Is that to put cars on top of and then do work underneath? Oh no, it's for water. Then there's this. What the hell is that for? That's like a massive, massive screw. Huge big thing. No idea what that's for either. And then, oh, look at these pictures on the wall. Look. Wait a minute. Oh no, that looks awful. Let me get a bit closer instead. Oh, there's one there, look. Guy with the, like a coach driver with his big moustache. I love it when we find things on walls. We've done this quite a lot recently. And on this one, another one there, like typical Frenchman. One up there as well. Like he's got a big French moustache, big French nose, and like a hat of somebody that would ride a coach. I think that's brilliant. That's so good. I proper love it. And the big doors to come in. Right, I think there's one more place to go in. Also, I wonder what's down there. Absolutely no way of me lifting that up. It's interesting. Why would that be there? Anyway, I want to go in that building. I'm not bothered about that one. Oh yeah, we did go in there. Yeah, this is definitely the last one. And then we need to get out of here, but I'm not going up that main drive. I'm gonna have to find a different way out, I think. What's in here? How do they always end up in this state? Like stuff just thrown everywhere. Like these are really old tools and fittings and pitchforks and all sorts. But when they're all on the floor like that, it just looks like a big jumble of mess. And it's hard to see each item. All right, let's look in that other back room. And then we're out of here. Just oil, wheels, or tyres, sorry. That's about it. And an upside down stool. I don't know who's been sitting on that one. I don't know what that's all about. Now this is the other thing I was going to show you before I left. It's really hard to see because it's underneath so much stuff. But it's an old, like, van. I thought it were a caravan at first. It's got a number plate down there. I don't know how you work out the French number plates. Maybe from 1937, but it could be from 1986. Or it could be neither. But it looks pretty cool. I'll try and show you from the side. It looks so much better in person. But it's got sorry, I thought someone were here then. It's got like a big open side door. And the seats and everything in there. For all you car and van lovers. Anyway, I was going to have the house in the background to say bye to you, but I just feel like it's tempting fate. I'm going to go off in the opposite direction and go through the trees to try and find a way out that way. Thanks for watching. I know it's not been jam-packed full of stuff, but it's been brilliant. I've loved it. It's my favourite sort in a way. Almost getting caught. I love that adrenaline rush. Right, the fear is brilliant, but knowing you've got one over on them is even better. Right, love you all. I'll see you next week.